No, man.
You doing? The axe caught his ass. and it's funny because every time that axe catches him, Thor would be looking guilty as hell.
Hey, there you are.
Who does not love Thor these days? Look at that. He's big, he's handsome, got a great body on him, dumb as so that means he's entertaining. Great to go have a beer with him, man.
He'd be the ultimate person to have a beer with.
He would be.
Although he might get you killed.
Yeah, but it'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
He'd make it fun.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's like the Jesus of beer.
Sure.
He can just keep filling your pint glass, man, the whole time, man. Yeah, everybody wants to hang out with Thor. Thor is the perfect guy there. Ever since Thor dropped that Shakespeare shit and started quit trying to act like he's educated. Quit trying to act like something he's not.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't go to college. Yeah, you know, you a big frat dude, but you ain't never been to no college.
Yeah, no, he leaned into his inner frat boy.
Yeah, he did, and we love him for it.
Mm-hmm.
God bless him. But not everybody loves Thor because
You know, Star-Lord ain't crazy about him.
no, Star-Lord's not crazy about him, but Star-Lord even be like, you know, sometimes, man, sometimes it's fun. You got to get this ship and go on somewhere. But you know, I
mean, get on my goddamn nerves.
You know, there is such thing as too much of a good thing. And now he's even a hippie. He's just dumb, pretty, jock ass hippie. You know, I like this. You get a dumb jock and hippie all in one right here. Beautiful hippie all in one.
And a rocker.
And a rocker now too. Oh man, this is too much goodness, all in one place, man. You know who can say no to all that? I mean, there's something in that package for everybody. Oh, but there's some people out there. They say, you know why I hate Thor? It's nothing personal, but Thor is a god. Oh, and I hate these gods.
All of them.
All of them, because pretty much gods ain't shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they know it.
Yeah. You have everybody worshiping at your feet, singing your praises, building temples and churches to the sky for you.
Sacrifices.
But the moment we ask you for something, you don't answer. You don't do nothing for nobody. All you're doing is out there partying, orgies, doing your own thing. And then when we do finally get to see you face to face and say, hey man, what's up? You laugh at us. Say, yeah, well, do anything for you.
Exactly.
Who the hell do you think you are? And that's where Gore the God Killer comes in. The God Butcher, not just killing, butchering gods. Turns out, you have to see the movie how this happens, but Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher. He comes across a means and a weapon that will destroy all gods, and that is his new mission after he has been forsaken by the gods personally to his face.
Yeah, you might think yourself an atheist, but you ain't nothing on this guy.
No, not at all. Yeah, at least we ain't doing that. But he can't kill Thor. Otherwise, we won't have no more movies, man. Come on now.
Well, you know, if you're gonna kill gods, save Thor for last.
Save Thor for last. I mean, if you're gonna kill gods, don't ruin our good time. Save Thor for last. Let us finish our beer first, and then we'll think about it. But Thor, as I said, Thor is a guy who's been on a road to redemption and self-discovery for a long time, and things just got a little more complicated because, yeah, sure, he could take on this guy by himself. He just now got a clear head, just now finally getting his life together, and damn, the ex-girlfriend has to show up. Jane Foster, played by Natalie Portman. And not only is she back, but took his man too. On it. The hammer. Oh, can he actually keep his head in the game and save himself and the rest of the guys that are left? Or will the return of the ex cloud his brain, distract him, thus dooming us all? Let's go ahead and take a look as we watch this trailer that we've all seen already, but hey, it's good enough to watch again. This trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder. It's a very nice trailer.
I think a fool.
And flick.
Now, see, that's gonna get some people in the theater right there. They ain't got them blocks and them pixels on that ass. You get to see all that Thor
right.
ass in there.
You see everything.
Yeah. Shit, if you look closely, you even see the shadow of his balls dangling a little bit. Yeah, this is the first Marvel Cinematic Universe movie with nudity.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and some people say that's a good place to start. I mean, they lean on that ass too. I think he's even clenching his ass cheeks while he's up there.
I mean, it's not bad to look at.
It's like his ass cheeks got biceps in them. People like, damn, you looked hardcore. Yes, I did.
You can't miss it.
No, you cannot miss it.
Shit, even stay there for a second.
Yeah, they stay there. I think even the cameraman, they were just kind of like, hey,
hey, cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where am I?
Well, I'm gonna just keep filming for a little bit, just for my personal collection.
Oh, now look. I reiterate that everyone, and I mean everyone, I haven't heard anything from anybody yet, that everyone loves Dumb Thor. Everyone out there, like I said, he's cool to hang around, he's funny. You know, when you're at the bar getting a beer, all the girls gonna come to the table, so he's good to have around for that too. He's gonna take them all too, but hey. It was good.
He would not be a good wingman.
Hell no.
No. No, he's the ultimate bro, man.
Wait, Thor, you gonna take all of them? I don't see why not. Well, I mean, you could share. Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of wenches around for you.
Oh, no, I can't. Yeah. Hey, you got beer? Yeah. One more time. I'll see you motherfucker later. Yeah, man. You know, like I said, his goofiness is charming, man. And it's been a great ride, you know, hanging out with Thor. Now he like you said, now that he's embraced, he's in a frat boy, he's in a bro, he's in a hippie, he's in a rocker, he's in a goofball. All of that is good, man. But that goofiness is, I think, with this movie, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out at the beginning. I think that goofiness is starting to get to that point now where whenever he starts to say something, everybody just in the room just kind of looking, you know, just talking about, hey, you know, all right, what do we do with this guy? It's been fun. It's been a great time. But shit, now he's around. We can never have a serious conversation. He can't ever chill. And no matter what happens, I mean, it's been fun, but he always keeps it stupid. And that's not always a good thing. Everything's a goddamn joke to him.
Yeah.
You know, he's even scaring away the girls now whenever he opens his mouth. It's like, wow, your friend is kind of dumb. Yeah. I mean, he's cool when you get
did he take his shirt off? Okay, never mind. I'm good.
Even then, like, that can only go so far. You know, I still love Thor. I do. He's still my bro, man. Thor is one of my favorite Marvel characters right now, the cinematic universe for Marvel right now. But I'm at the point now where I feel like somebody's got to rein his ass in. I'm a little convinced now that they're not exactly sure where to take this character, because, you know, at this point, they're letting his goofiness kind of dominate the story, at least under this director, Taika Waititi, because between Taika Waititi's sense of humor and his character being a goofball right here, you know, it's at the point where, as I said, everything is treated as a joke, and that's not even so bad either. This movie is very funny in a lot of parts, man, and it's very enjoyable in a lot of parts, but it's taken away from the parts of the story where the movie, I'm not saying this is the movie where the movie is taking itself seriously. If you like romantic comedies, then, you know, you're gonna love this. This is, cause that's what this really is in a lot of parts, man. There's a whole soap opera going on between Thor, Natalie Portman, a hammer, and an axe. Yeah. Yeah. There's a whole soap opera going on with this. I was expecting a screwdriver to show up saying Thor got her pregnant. And what they do with that is actually very clever. It's a very clever idea, what they do. And the funny thing is, with that idea that they had, they do it a lot in the movie. And it could have been an idea that got old quick. But it plays well throughout the whole movie. It might have been a joke that probably started to get old right at the end, but it stopped at that point. At this moment right here, though, there were so many scenes where where Thor was looking at that hammer, And that axe was looking at Thor, talking about, what you doing?
Yeah.
Come to daddy.
You doing? The axe caught his head. and it's funny because every time that axe catches him, Thor be looking guilty as hell.
Hey, there you are.
And maybe it was just funny to me because I've been busted doing that shit sometimes.
Sure. I think a lot of people can't relate.
Yeah, girls caught us looking at shit we ain't supposed to look at them. When they caught us trying to flirt, when we know we ain't supposed to be doing that. They do a lot of different things with this, man. Because it's funny that the hammer, Mjolnir or whatever, it's funny that the hammer is better now that Jane got it. Because it can do all these things that it couldn't do before. It's almost like when you see your ex with another person and they look better than they were when they were with
They've
you.
upgraded.
Yeah, they upgraded.
Yeah.
They dress in shit that they didn't wear before. They've been working out. You know, it's it's like, what the f you couldn't do that with me. And that is what they do here, man. That hammer has so many upgrades that Thor didn't have when he had it. I can see why he's mad. Shit. You had your chance. Right. My man now. Boy, you know Jane and that hammer having way better sex than Thor and that hammer ever did. I don't know if you see it here, but I love the idea of Asgard. And you don't see it in this trailer right here, but Asgard. I actually have the teaser over here. You know that if you saw the trailer before, the teaser that they had at the time, you know there was a point where they showed you how Asgard, or the Asgardians, when they relocated on Earth, they just changed that whole place into a theme park, man. And I thought that was hilarious because, it's actually one of the funniest visuals in the movie too. It's a brilliant concept that they have here.
Yeah, make it a tourist destination.
Yeah, they made a tourist destination complete with cruises, theme park rides, complete with cheesy-ass reenactments of the stories that we've already seen, bringing back some great cameos. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll just have to watch it. It's a brilliant concept because you have this whole time these alien gods who are bragged about how much smarter they are than us, talking about what you call magic is all science because, well, you're stupid. You know, now looking at them on Earth, they just, after all this bragging, what they got, a cheap-ass Six Flags right here.
Hey, they just assimilated.
Yeah, they did.
It makes sense. It's like, okay, this is where we are. Let's do the best of it.
No, I thought it was hilarious. I mean, because the shit is a cheap-ass Six Flags. If you watch the live show that they do,
yeah,
that shit
yeah,
is
pretty much just,
yeah. Wires everywhere. They ain't trying to hide. Acting is terrible. Got one rickety ass ride over there. Y'all be worried. Y'all be better going to Astroworld or something, man. One of the highlights of the movie to me is, and they didn't give any clips, and I'm glad they didn't because I think you should wait to see the movie to see Russell Crowe as Zeus.
As Zeus, yeah.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Zeus looks like he's playing the fat older version of himself from Gladiator.
That same armor, they just spray painted.
Yeah, they
gold.
just spray painted over it. Look at this, man. It's like this dude, instead of dying in the movie, like he became king and lost his goddamn mind.
I love that he played him as a big fat Greek.
Yeah, big fat drunk Greek.
Nobody ever plays the Greek gods as Greek.
Yeah.
They always have British accents.
Yeah, but no, not him. Hey, what do you have? You have something to say? Say it in front of the people. You can see, I mean, he plays it not like a Greek guy, but like a drunk Greek guy. Mm-hmm. I like that character, man. And I like the accent that he was doing. Again, not to say too much about it, but big highlight in the movie when that character comes up. And also the whole place, when they go to the realm of gods. It's a lot of visual stuff there too, man. A lot of things. I'm sure there's tons of Easter eggs there. Because I was going to say, a lot of the visuals in this movie, too, are great. But like when they go to the realm of the gods, there's a whole bunch of stuff to see, man. Whole different varieties of gods. I mean, some of them might be too cartoony or crazy for your taste. I'm not going to say which ones. You'll know it when you see it. I mean, some of them get straight up, literally cartoony. So depending on how you look at it, it might be, wow, there's a lot of clashing tones here, or it might be cool.
It works that because you have so many multiple we're not denominations, pantheons here, just different mythologies. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense that they wouldn't all look alike, but I thought they meshed together pretty well.
Jane Foster, again, Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman is good in this, man. Swole and everything, but there's fun moments between her and Thor, man. As you saw in some of the other scenes that I showed you, like again, especially the scenes where they're talking about their love triangle or love square or whatever's going on with them. I like that they approach their relationship because, you got this woman who's with a god, pretty much, or what we see as a god. And I like the way they showed their relationship. They did all these flashbacks, man, to where they showed like their relationship is just like anybody else. Starts out cool. Mm-hmm. They go through the happy moments, and then they start arguing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a lot of and it was brief, but that I enjoyed looking at those flashbacks. They had that they had that part they were like arguing in the kitchen, screaming at each other. Man, wouldn't have done that. They had HelloFresh. Hello.
Hey, yeah, I know.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was smooth.
Thank you.
Do that every week.
Yes. Now sometimes I like just making y'all cringe. But hey, I'm not joking. If they had HelloFresh, they would have been just fine in that kitchen. Why? Because cooking together with HelloFresh is such a joy. HelloFresh is stress-free. So that's what was problem with them. They were stressed out. And then now we got to cook too. But HelloFresh, man, and they got these recipes that can be made in 30 minutes or less. I think they got some that can be made in 20 minutes or less. Got these express meals, and they got variety. You can choose from 55 plus weekly options that come in pre-portioned, high-quality ingredients that are packed fresh. What they do is they get these ingredients and they send them in less than a week, and they deliver them right to your door. And that way you can cook it right up and don't have to worry about those vegetables going bad. You think this meat any good? Nah, man, they bring that to you fresh. And as I said, with a lot of variety, and they bring it to your door in less than a week. Also, you talk about variety, I love it because now they're starting to make these meal packages in themes. So, it's seasonal a lot of times. So when summer comes around, oh, Martin, they got something you would love.
Is that Minions meal?
Yeah, well, Martin's always wanted to cook a minion up. Kill a minion and eat it. They have something called the Old Bay Shrimp and Sausage Boil.
That sounds good.
That's for summer. So you like to grill, Martin? Mm-hmm. They got a cookout collection, so you can go get out there on the grill. They got the Melty Monterey Jack Burger, Martin.
Okay.
Also, as I said, being that they have so much variety, you're not stuck to eating one thing. You're not stuck because you don't think, man, well, I'm a vegetarian, but they sent me some meat. I guess either I got to eat it or it's gonna go bad. No. You can go in and mix and match and combine things so that you even have more variety. If you're a vegetarian, it's cool. They got a lot of vegetarian meals for you. Hey, if you love meat, got that meat for you. Hey, maybe you like to combine the two in certain portions, you can do that. And if nothing else, if money is a thing for you, this service is affordable, but also it is 72% cheaper than dining at a restaurant. And in some cases, it is even cheaper than shopping at the grocery store. And do I need yeah, Corey, you talking all this stuff, man. You don't use this. I do all the time. Whenever they send me something, my wife and I, see, that's how I know that Thor and Jane would have been fine. Because my wife and I, we always arguing with each other. We get in that kitchen and start cooking that HelloFresh. We gonna argue again, but we can put it down for just a little bit as we cook together. And you really gonna like this. Not only are you saving money, but we're gonna get you some free gifts too. Go to HelloFresh.com/DoubleToasted16 and use the code DoubleToasted16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. They feeding you and also gifting you too. So folks, I want to thank America's #1 meal kit, HelloFresh, for sponsoring and supporting this part of the show and this review. And as always, I want to thank all of you out there for your support. Oh, yes, I was talking about Jane in the kitchen arguing with Thor, but And I was talking about the things I like in the movie. Because I know you're thinking I said there's some things they got to rain Thor in on. There's some things I don't really enjoy about the movie. And, you know, there are. But I just want to talk about the good things. So I want you to know that there are a lot of good things in this movie. For one, and see, even some of the things that probably would get on some people's nerves. Boy, I love those goats, man.
Oh,
I think everybody
never stop laughing at those goats.
Oh, yeah. Everybody in there was laughing at those goddamn goats.
But I noticed you specifically that you never stopped laughing at those goats.
Every time they came up.
And those goats, and for some people, I will admit, those goats are annoying. Every time they came on,
that is perfect.
they would scream just like they.
That's
Now
good.
that's that screaming Mexican from Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World. But they sounded just like that man.
That, yes.
They sounded just like
And
that.
they do it throughout the entire film.
Yeah.
And they do, yeah, they did that scream about 10 times, and every time they came with that, I laughed my ass off. Because, I mean, one of the funny things about it is, because they wouldn't even have them on camera. You would just know that they were landing.
You hear them.
Yeah, you know, they would just be landing, and they would land off screen, and you still hear. You're like, yep, they made it safe.
And they would always run into shit. they would never land correctly. They would always have to run into something.
They were always breaking walls down.
Yeah.
I mean, they're perfect for Thor.
They are, and Thor loves having them around.
Yeah. But the funny thing about it, when you like those times you hear them scream, you have to think about. They've been screaming that whole time. They've been traveling. they just didn't want to drive us crazy by making us hear it all the time.
That's why I laughed my ass off, man.
Like you would just have to get used to it.
Audience, I can't take this no more.
Yeah, they were doing that. Imagine being on a 10-hour ride in space and the whole time. They would not stop. Oh, I laughed my ass off, man. Laughed my ass off. Like I said, you see I'm laughing, man. You see all the stuff I brought up and all these things I genuinely found funny. There are lots of stuff to have fun with this, man. The problem is, for me, is that there's too much focus on the comedy in this movie. And I wouldn't mind that if the movie was fully comedic. But there's so much focus on the comedy, for me, that they, you know, and again, this is what the movie's doing. They are bringing up parts where they're taking themselves seriously. I'm not expecting them to like be serious. You know, I'm not saying they should have done that better. No, this is them bringing up like really intense parts, that they introduced. And you know, it's almost like, and it's the main problem right here with Gore. Yeah, Christian Bale as Gore. The God Butcher. It's almost like the movie is having so much fun and having a good time that they don't even want to hear about the bad shit that they wrote, that they presented. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, they have such a good time. Like, man, nobody want to talk about that sad shit over there. Keep the party going. let's go. Because with this, I don't mind the goofiness. I love it when it works. But because of this, we get a movie that's fun, but it's also very breezy, man. You know, we blow right by some of the heavier things in the movie that I think really deserve a lot of attention, more attention. And one of those things, as I said, is Gore. Now, first of all, before anybody thinks I'm complaining about Christian Bale himself, no, I'm not. Christian Bale is actually very good in this role, as we expect Christian Bale to be.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Christian Bale in this role at all. Is that, you know, and plus the way they introduce him, man, they set him up so well. You know, when he's a great character in theory, because they set him up to the point where they say, look, maybe this dude got a point.
Yeah.
He clearly has a point.
Yeah. Some of these guys got it coming, man. Gore ain't completely wrong. Like his guy is an asshole.
Yeah.
Straight up. But the rich potential that they introduced with Gore, I don't think is met. Look, he's definitely got a lot of things going for him. Let me see here. Like, looking at him in his trailer. Like, listen. He has the potential to be completely terrifying, this character. You know, he's got the look. He's looking like Gollum's cracked out cousin over here. He's all ashy and shit. Mentally ill, ready to stab your ass for $5 on your sneakers.
Drinking India ink.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just can't stop. I love it.
It's delicious. Yeah, man. You know, that combined with the potential to destroy civilizations. You know, we hear all that. And also, he could be a very tragic figure. Someone that we struggle with because we see him doing these really terrifying and scary things, but then we have sympathy for him because we know what he's been through. We know what he lost.
Yeah.
But I don't think that we get that with this movie, man. I think in the beginning there's a great setup for him. In the end, there's a lot of great emotion for him also. But in the middle, I think he's just a, you know, for a guy who gives such a great performance and such a great actor too. I think what he does here is he turns into just that regular, you know, I'm gonna get you villain.
Pointing and everything.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you, bitch.
and you.
Yeah, sniveling about how pissed off he is. So everybody gotta die. Now, you know, and even some of the dialogue I don't think is that great with him. Not that Christian Bale delivers it bad. It's just I don't think the dialogue is written that well. You know, there's a scene where somebody tells him, "Thor's coming for us. You'll see," and he's like, "Oh, that's what I'm counting on." You know,
but that wasn't just him. That was a lot of other characters. Their dialogue was not that good either.
You know, when I say not good, I just think it's kind of predictable and empty. But who else were you thinking of?
Some of Lady Thor, Natalie's lines. I didn't particularly like them. I was like, it's kind of cheesy with it. But there's some moments where they kind of make fun of it.
That was what I was going to ask you. Because there's moments where
they make fun of it. Yeah,
like when she's trying to think of a catchphrase and all that.
I was like, oh, this is cheesy, but then they make fun of it. I'm like, okay, cool.
If any of y'all out there were, let me just say this because I got it up here. Now, this is not a complaint, but if anybody out there was expecting to see a fun, action-packed, galaxy-sprawling adventure with Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy, you might be just a little disappointed. The Guardians are here just to drop his ass off.
Yeah.
Say, hey, you take him.
This ain't no Thor and Hulk team up.
No, it is not. It ain't like we saw before where they would been riding and dying through the whole movie. No, it's here. The Star-Lord to say, we're tired of this motherfucker. Take them, and we're out. They come in, the Guardians of the Galaxy. They come in long enough to give you like a good 10-minute cameo adventure, and then long enough to say, "Thanks, folks. See our movie. Bye," and they take off.
They kind of treat him like that dog you take out to the woods, and then you just run back to the car and drive off.
Yeah, and just leave him.
Yeah.
Or when your dad is tired, from your divorced parents, your dad is tired of having you for the weekend and just drops your ass off at home on Monday morning or Sunday night and just leaves. That's what they got here. But the Guardians are here enough to advertise their next movie. Hey, see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and take this bitch with you. Bye.
He will not be there. Don't ask.
Our gods were murdered.
Murdered.
This ends here and now!
He's like, I can't wait to get rid of this bitch. Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy, everybody. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Go see part 3, volume 3. They're pretty much there for a commercial. You know, you get a little bit of them, but that's
they have
it.
absolutely nothing to do in the film.
No, they really
Well,
don't.
it would have been weird for them to not show up since he left with them when last time we saw him.
Yeah, Endgame, yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. I just don't think I don't think that they used the most effectively in the movie. I think, you know, they're just there to like say, hey, we had him, and now it's your problem, and we're out. You know, they could have done a little bit more with him, but you know, I mean, it's not bad. It's not my biggest complaint. Not a complaint at all, really. I'm just saying if you were expecting to be there for the whole movie, and I don't think a lot of people were, then you know, you might be disappointed. But I think a lot of people knew what was up. Jane Foster, the way that she became the mighty Thor, I think that they just kind of glossed over that. I mean, I thought it was kind of a lame way they did it. It was just kind of like, hey, yeah, the Hammer would call me up and said, hey, you want to be a Thor? And okay, cool. You know, I thought they could have done more with that, but you know,
It's explained.
no, it's explained. I just don't think it's explained well. But that's just me.
Could have fleshed it out a little bit more.
Yeah, that's just me. I don't, you know, there's a problem going on with this movie that's been a problem with some other movies for a while, I think. I don't think that Phase 4 has been the strongest. and I think that that's kind of affected this movie too. And I'll explain why in a little bit, why I feel like Phase 4 has been like it is, and why Thor is right there with it. But, you know, I mean, I've said a lot here. Martin, what do you think?
So what you're saying about Gore not being fleshed out well, I do agree with that. Because he's got a strong opening, and there was so much. It's almost this feeling like I feel like they did film more with Christian Bale, but then just kind of looked at it and went like, this is slowing things down. We want to keep it moving. So yeah, I didn't really like this movie. I loved it. I was like, man, this is what I've been wanting to see. As a matter of fact, you're right about Phase 4. Phase 4 has been pretty much straight up weak. Like some of it has been like, well, you know, that's kind of good, or that half of this is good, but most of it has just felt like something's been missing. And this is the first movie in Phase 4 where I felt like, all right, now this feels like an actual Marvel movie where it's so full of the fun and the adventure and the personality and everything that I've been wanting. And it's certainly more of a comedy. I didn't have a problem with the tones because I think the tone fits the previous Thor movies, or at least the last one. This is a much more personal story. And I was like, yeah, this is not, even though it's the death of the gods, it's not the end of the world kind of thing. I thought it was still emotional at the end.
Yeah, man, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I wish I could be there with you.
Yeah.
I
wish you could too. I
I
mean, honestly, this is the first one of these movies in Phase 4 that I literally was like, it wasn't just I want to see this again. I was like, 4th of July. I was like, man, I'm gonna go see Thor again. And I was like, oh shit, it's not out yet.
No, you ain't.
Slow your ass down.
I know.
Yeah, I wish I could be there with you, man. And I think
because one thing about it is that it's got a consistent art direction. Like it really does have personality just in the way it's designed. Where some of the other movies just seem kind of whatever the special effects team comes up with. But this, it had a look. It had a theme. Even though it's heavy metal and hair metal, it still stuck to that.
Well, I tell you that the art direction here, especially with some of the ways that they play with color. There's a great scene in here where things go black and white. Some people are in color. You know, it's and I mean, it's nothing new that we've seen, but it was just kind of an interesting design that they had right here. If he's so threatening, it would have been great to see a moment for me where we get to see him doing something that is frightening. He's threatening a civilization.
Sure,
He's threatening a god. We don't see that. We see that in snippets on a video screen, or we hear everybody talking about, ooh, shit, man, Gore. I heard he's a badass. But we don't ever see that really. And I really do feel like that a lot of the more serious moments here, again, I thought the movie introduced well. They were neglected because it wants to be so funny. And not all the jokes even work all that much. There's enough that I told you about that does. I think it's great that they the things that they do actually do right, by at least by my opinion.
You said something very smart last night. You said that there's no weight to the Gore's character or Christian Bale's character in that movie.
No, there is not at all. They introduce him in a weighty way, you know, but there's really no weight to him in the movie. It's such a good performance, and it's such a great introduction for a character that they reduce him to just a typical monologuing villain. Talking about you pissed me off and I'm gonna get you now and everybody will pay. I was like, all right, it's kind of a waste right there. Also, I love Guns N' Roses as much as anybody else. Seen them play live, man, with the original members and everything. Where people are sick of the Guns N' Roses song, I'm not. I'm still rocking the Guns N' Roses, but I get it, Taika Waititi. You love Guns N' Roses. God damn. They play Guns N' Roses about 3 times in this movie. They got a character who names himself after somebody in the band. I'm just like, I get it, man. All these Guns N' Roses drops in the music and everything. All right, you a fan, cool. It gets to a point where it doesn't feel actually naturally integrated in the movie. It feels like a guy just kind of saying, hey, listen to my playlist right here. There'll be people like Martin, and then those people are gonna love it, and that's cool. This is just me. And again, I want people to love this movie, man. I wish I did. But Phase 4 has been, for me, it's been a problem because Phase 4 suffers from something I like to call Ant-Man syndrome, where every movie is just kind of light and goofy like Ant-Man. Every movie. Yeah. Now, we've had some exceptions here. To a certain extent, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, deviated away from that because it was a horror movie, and even then it got a little goofy after a while for all the cool stuff that it did. I wish this was a better movie, but Black Widow. Black Widow's probably the one that's the most different in this phase right now, deviating away from that tone.
Well, I was reading that Kevin Feige, I mean, it was like some insider talk that he kind of had his attention elsewhere for Phase 4 and didn't come back to it until Thor.
Well, it's starting to show, and I personally think it's would affect him with Thor also. It doesn't feel like they really have a plan, so they're just playing it really fun. But again, that's just me, man. That's just me. I wish they'd have a little more variety. I wish this movie, again, as he said, had a little more weight to it that they presented. But I don't, like I said. Oh, Eternals is a little different, and I actually like Eternals, but I get why people don't. And Eternals has a terrible, horrible ending to it. There's a goddamn lizard man with anything they even explain. Mm-hmm. So Eternals, you're right, Carlos. That's a little bit different, and we saw how that worked. So maybe that's another reason why.
Was it different though?
Yeah, it wasn't as goofy as some of these other movies. I mean, it wasn't that great either, but But I don't know, man. But you loved it, man. What would you, closing words? What would you give it?
I mean, they did an adaptation of two of the greatest runs in Thor recently, sandwich them together in a movie that's less than 2 hours. In fact, being less than 2 hours, it's a blessing and a curse because it moves quickly and it's a lot of fun. You can go watch it again. But had it been just some longer, they could have fleshed out Gore and did more with him. I mean, that's the biggest shame of it. And what really hurts also is that the MCU, Marvel, they don't own Venom because that sword he has is connected.
Yeah,
to Venom.
I read that.
Yeah,
I actually read how, and I will say this again. I can't speak for people who go see the movie. The movie is much different from the run. They did a run of this in the books. That's another thing that really disappointed me because Gore in the books, I mean, he is a very dark and very frightening and conflicted character. They don't really concentrate on him the way that they do in those books. So if you read the books of the storyline, it's not. I don't think it'll be as good as what you read. Now, whether you want to take it and separate that from the movie, maybe, I don't know. But if you're expecting that, again, it could be disappointing.
Yeah, because they're combining two different runs here with Mighty Thor and Gore. The God Butcher's something else, and that would require having young Thor, old Thor, and really old Thor.
Yeah, I know.
It'd be pretty convoluted. But honestly, I was, with Ragnarok, which everybody loves, there's always going to be the comparison. And you're like, how can they do that again? And I was like, you know what? This fits right along with it, but it's not a remake of Ragnarok, which is the temptation that so many people have. I was surprised by how many of the jokes worked, and it just kept it going. They're not bugged by the lighter tone, like I said, because it set these up before. But this has replaced Top Gun as my favorite movie this summer. I thought this is a perfect summer movie.
Oh, wow.
So, I give it a high full price.
I did enjoy some parts. Like I said, I got some great laughs. It's a disappointment for me, though. I think that Thor Ragnarok had the right balance of so many things. For one, Thor Ragnarok already had this relationship established between Loki and Thor, and Thor was already at this point he was trying to find himself. So they really did have this again an arc for Thor to go to, and they were still in the middle of this was before Endgame. So we were still working our way up to that. So all this was working much better. I think this is a little bit looser than Thor Ragnarok. And I would say that that's a wasted villain, man, right there. And that's a big crime to me. I mean, sometimes Marvel has a villain problem. Not as bad as DC, sometimes. But they have a villain problem where they have a good villain, and they won't do that much with them. And then they'll do something amazing with them. Gore is not the worst by any means at all. But he's probably one of the most wasted opportunities that they've had, I think, So I don't think it'll be a waste of anybody's time if they go to the theater to see it, because a lot of people are looking to enjoy this anyway. I'm almost at a high rental, but I'll go ahead and give it I'm going to give it a very low matinee. I'm not somebody who loves Marvel, man. I don't know if it's Marvel fatigue sinking in, or like I said, man, this Phase 4 just ain't popping like it should, man, because y'all, you really don't have anything to work towards now. I was 10 years in the making last time.
Yeah.
And now it's just
hard to pull it off again.
If you got something, you better pull that shit out now. Please. please, but not a bad movie at all. It's like I said, that's why I want to start with all my positives, because I did not want to seem like I was complaining. I still think there's a lot of fun to be had. But yeah, man, it's very low matinee for me. Almost on a high rental, but some of these things start like Disney Plus to me. That's what it is. But to me,
I get it. Yeah, I was feeling the superhero or the Marvel fatigue hard, and this was like the first time since that I was like, okay, now this is what I've been wanting. Thank you.